Hi, this is Norts. This will be the weekly review of the analysis posted on the 19th of April. A small change to this weekly review. This weekly review will also contain the next week watch list starting on Monday, the 24th of April. We'll start with NZD CAD. Nothing much has changed. The only change in this pair has been that we have touched the trend line posted in the previous analysis. Price is now respecting this trend line, printing a double top price pattern. The plan now is to go short. I will target my first target, or this will not be a hard target placed in the market. It will just be a place where I will review my trade as a whole. That will be the 618. So the 93 area in NZD CAD is where I would look to take profit if we get some bullish momentum of this level itself. So, but depending on how this new week opened, if we are, let's say that we are gapping above this high, that will not invalidate my idea as a whole, but the only reason if I get short after a gap up will be a break inside of this trend line, then a retest, and then target lower. So I'm not sure where the week will open just yet. The lower time frames, they are printing what is known as divergence. So price is printing higher highs, but the MACD, that's a lagging price momentum indicator. It's printing bearish divergence. So we see it's high right here. MACD is high. Then we have higher high in price. And then MACD is printing a lower high. The retest itself, we had a very visible bearish divergence as a whole. So my trade plan for the coming week is to short this currency pair and then target the 618 and look to take profit there if we get some sort of double bottom and then a break. My risk, I will define my risk. Let's say that I get in at 94.80. I will have my stop 25 pips, so 95.25 will be the area where I will try and hide my stops. And in terms of risk versus reward, almost a 4-to-1 risk to reward setup on NZD CAD. So I'm very happy with risk to reward with a 4-to-1. So that's my plan going forward with NZD CAD. If we get a gap up above this trend line, that's not critical for me, but my trigger for a short will be a break inside. So a 1 hour close below this trend line, then a retest, and then just execute the trade itself. Let's see, Euro AUD, we were trading in this area, 142 area. When I posted the analysis, I wanted the retest of the yellow line, that's a weekly trend line, to happen before we took out this high. As you can see, price took out this high, printed a very nice 10 for the setup and a third touch of this trend line. So I'm now holding a short. I'm ready to switch and go long on this pair and just target higher, because in technical terms we are now breaking out of a massive weekly trend line, a multi-year or a very old trend line. So I'm more bullish than bearish, but if price is to just fall further, I will add to my trade at the weekly trend line itself and then target the 138 level, since I still think that this shelf down here is very exposed. So that's my plan going forward. So just hold my shorts from up here, and then if we get some bullish momentum off this trend line, I will close that short, go long, and just target higher. For targets, I'm looking at 147 as a nice target, because It's looked very exposed as well. And let's see if we get some fib confluence up there. So we have the 200% extension from the first major leg, just above this previous high. So it makes sense to target up there, but that trade will take a while for price to get it up there. But regardless, that's my trade plan going forward in this pair. Gold, we had price trading here when I posted the analysis. We had this extortion gap. It's not visible on the 4 hour. I think TradingView has repainted. Yeah, TradingView has repainted their candles because this was a gap in the previous video. Now they have repainted their candles, but that's regardless. My trade plan for the week was to go short on the retest of this trend line itself. As you can see, the retest, it held on a 4 hour. So I'm very bearish. I used, when we broke here, I used the stage 2 to get in on the trade. So 12.85 is my average price on this trade. So this spike right here, that's where I got filled. I have my stop at 12.97, I think. So I'm just targeting lower for now. If price is to break, have a valid break above this trend line, I will switch my position, reverse, and go long. But until then, I'm just staying short until I get a reason to buy. Dollar CAD, I went short on the weekly trend line itself. I just got annihilated on this trade. I took a 1% loss, almost at the high of this candle itself. I'm now neutral on this pair. The only reason for me to go short is if we are to get a failed break of this high right here, and then price were to fall inside of this trend line, then a retest, and then that will be my trigger for a short. But for now, I'm just neutral and slightly bullish on this currency pair. So I'm keeping that on the back burner for now, and just waiting and watching. Dollar yen, we had a trade on Friday. We have the overall setup. My reason for going long is the 3 touches of this trend line right here. And we had a minor trend line right here. Right there. We had a break right here. We had a retest. We went long, or I went long. And then price failed and we came below the consolidation right before the breakout. That's a screaming sign to get out of this trade. My stop was 108.65, right below this low right here. So instead of me having my stop very tight right there, my trade plan was to buy at the retest itself. If we were to break above this recently formed resistance, I would add to my trade, roll to break even. So I took a 0.4% loss on this trade, I think. The plan was to compound this trade and target the upper trend line itself. Trade plan now for the dollar yen is, I have an alert set already on this 4 hour trend line. As you can see right here, I have an alert set here. So when price touches this trend line, if it touches this trend line, I will buy this currency pair once more, target the upper channel trend line or the upper parallel trend line for this pair. Let's see. Last pair up is an exotic pair. As you know, I'm from Norway. I like to trade my own currency pair. So the dollar Norwegian krona, it's approaching the 8.75 level, the previous high right here. So I'm planning to short this pair if it gets above this high. I'm also connecting the Brexit high right here. So my trigger for this trade will be a touch of this trend line itself, and I will keep a 400 to 500 pip stop. I know that sounds a lot, but if you look at the daily range in this pair, this bullish candle on its own, that's 800 pips. So a 500 pip stop in this currency pair is just, it's the same as a 50 pip stop in a euro. So don't let the pips throw you off. I only play technical levels, and pips is irrelevant for me. So that's my trade plan, because this is a picture perfect 1040 if we get above this high and we have this trend line here. So 3 touches of that, if that holds, then I will look to scale out some if we get below this support. So that's 2,800 pips down. So that's 5 to 1 risk to reward trade to target 1, and if we are to get a full range move, that's over 8,000 pips. So this currency pair is very nice to trade because it's very technical and it likes the false breaks, as you can see right here. Support, false break, rally, then support, false break, rally. We have resistance, false break, and a downwards move. So very technical and very repeatable pair to trade, but it doesn't set up a lot. But when it sets up, it's very nice to have an eye set on this currency pair because it moves very nicely and very harmonically. So, but as I said, this is an exotic pair, so just keep your risk defined. And if you're planning to trade this currency pair, place a limit order, let's say right here, away from price, and then put a stop at 8.85 just to see how much money that is for your account for this currency pair, and then adjust the risk to meet your risk criteria. So if you risk 1 or 2%, you know how much money that is on your account, and I know how much that is on my account, so I have already adjusted my position size for this currency pair for this trade. So I think that this might set up this week. It looks like a target for price at the moment, so it makes sense. So that's my trade plan for the dollar Norwegian krona. I'm setting the alert right now. I've already set my robot to take this trade for me, but I will take this on both my accounts. So that's it for the weekly review and the weekly watch list. I have a busy schedule the coming week, so don't expect much from me, but if you like the setups, copy the levels yourself, set the alerts, make some trade plans and execute if you are comfortable with the setups themselves. So until next time, I wish you good luck, good trading, and I will see you soon.